I was at the gym just blasting straight up classic gospel music because I'm not a philosophy professor. Like, why am I doing your job? We're gonna bake so I don't crash out. But that's future Naya's problem. I don't really care right now. I was actually aiming for all A's, but it's okay. I'm just tired, okay? Good morning, guys. My name is Naya. If you're new here, welcome or welcome back to another video. I'm not gonna lie, today has already been a very interesting day and it's only 12 p.m. We went to the gym, which was kind of fine, but it ended up taking forever. Like, we were just there for a long time and I was like, I'm ready to go. And then also, it was just a morning, okay? It's finals week, if you can't tell by the title, which means that I've spent the last few weeks like a little bit stressed out and very, very tired. I was at the gym just blasting straight up classic gospel music, which is just like, that's the kind of vibe that we're on right now. Usually I listen to something else like a little bit more upbeat, like Christian rap or just something, but I had to pull out the big guns. I needed something a little bit stronger. No, I am being a little bit dramatic. Like, it hasn't been the worst, but there's definitely been some stress and there's just like a lot of work to do. This is my last week of school though, which is very, very exciting. For those of you guys who may not know, I'm actually taking a gap semester after this. So once I finish all this work for this week, I'm going to have like 8 months of freedom and no school. I've been pulling a bunch of all-nighters and I feel like you can see the bags under my eyes. Like, I'm just tired, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to take you guys through this whole week in my life because it will be my last study vlog for a while. And the first thing that we're gonna do is get clean and get cozy. So what you guys are looking at now is my last ever to-do list for school, which is crazy to say. It doesn't look like a lot. I think there's only about 10 or 11 assignments, but all of these are definitely a little bit time consuming, so it's not a lot in terms of the number, but it is going to take a lot of time. I have my anthro final exam right here. I'm expecting that to be pretty easy, honestly. And then for philosophy, I have these 2 assignments. I have the study guide, which is more of a cheat sheet for this last final test 6. He lets us do like 1 page of whatever information we want, so I have to finish that today, and then I will be taking the exam today because it's only available to take today. Very excited to get philosophy out of the way because I hate that class. I also cannot stand the professor either. And then moving on to history 101, my last assignment is just this final right here. I'm pretty sure it's only 25 questions and it's open note, so that will definitely be pretty easy. And then we have the bane of my existence, but also my favorite class, and that's sociology. So first I have this quiz right here, the module 4 quiz, and then I have these 3 essays. In one of my last videos, I was working on the first 2 and I never finished them because I got busy with like all my other schoolwork, and these are all equivalent to exams. I think they're worth like 40 or 50% of our grades, so I'm definitely feeling the stress with this. And then I also have these 2 extra credit assignments. They are also essays, but they're like kind of shorter responses, and we have to write about a book, movie, or TV show and then relate it to a sociological theory. I'm actually looking forward to that assignment because I think it's going to be really easy for me. 90% of my personality is books, movies, and TV shows, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then the last assignment is my History 217 final. This one, I don't really know what to expect. Like, she hasn't really said much about it, but I'm pretty sure there will be like a short response on it, which I'm kind of nervous about because we've covered so much for this class that I don't really know what's going to be on it. But moving on, the first thing I want to start with is my philosophy class because I just want to get that out of the way. Like, I'm ready for that class to be over. He is the worst person in the world. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Okay guys, I have moved to the floor because I don't know, the girls who get it. But I'm about to take my philosophy exam. We use a lockdown browser. Ooh, my whole ID is showing. That's crazy. We use a lockdown browser, and so I have to like show my ID and verify my identification like a million times. I'm looking at the quiz now. It's 28 questions, so 28 points. I don't know how much this cheat sheet is gonna help me, honestly, because I'm just confused. He doesn't teach at all. Everything is in the textbook. There's no outside resources. There's no videos, like lectures, anything. He barely will answer questions that you have. So a lot of this has just been up to me, and I don't know, because I'm not a philosophy professor. Like, why am I doing your job? I think at this point I'm aiming for like a 20 out of 28. Wait, how much is that? Let me do the math. Okay, so we're gonna aim for actually 26 out of 28. That's a 90, which is I got a 27 out of 28. Oh my gosh, I only missed one question. Okay, let's see my final grade for the class. An 87.11. I was actually aiming for all A's, but it's okay. I think right now I'm actually gonna do like the little professor review thing, like the course review, because I want to get that out of the way. And also, I have a lot to say about this man. Some of y'all might remember, like during one of my first school vlogs for this year, I was talking about how he wrote his own textbook and we were only allowed to use that textbook for this course. But of course the textbook was full of typos, just mistakes, and also his opinions about a lot of topics made me raise my eyebrow and like tilt my head, because I'm like, why would you say that? And I actually emailed him begging him for outside resources, if he had any recommendations, because I was like, your textbook sucks basically, and I don't know what to do because like I'm not doing too well on the quizzes and I don't understand anything that's going on. Like, can you help me? And then he emailed me back and he was like, well, first of all, I just like to point out that this is a freshman level course, so I'm confused as to why you're not understanding. What? First of all, are you calling me dumb? Like, is that what you're trying to imply here? Because I don't care if it's a middle school level class. If somebody is still struggling, then they're struggling. But you as professor making me feel like I'm just dumb or like behind whatever is very unprofessional, and that's a weird thing to say to me when I'm asking you for help. Number two, he was like, oh, I don't have any recommendations for resources. The textbook should be enough. When I literally just spent 2 entire paragraphs explaining to him why the textbook is not enough and why I'm not understanding it. It comes to a point where I don't care if you have the most well-written textbook in the world. If someone can't match that with their learning style, no amount of reading it is going to help. Mixed with all the spelling errors and grammatical errors, I didn't understand what was going on. So for him to offer like no other help is crazy. Also, on top of that, he made us take exams on Saturday, which feels like it should be illegal to me. They would open at midnight on Saturday and close at 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. That is insane, and I've never seen that happen before. I don't know how that's allowed, but hey, I don't know. Alright, so philosophy is done. I just submitted the review. I got to pour my heart out. I decided I just want to do like 1 or 2 exams per day because I don't want to do too much. So I think right now I'm going to take my History 101 exam. There's only 20 questions and it's 50 points. Wait. Guys, I just finished taking my last exam of the day, which was my History 101 exam, and I got a 90. Finished 2 classes today. That is so good. I only have, I think, 3 more left. My Sociology class, History 217, and then Anthropology. So I'm gonna work on that stuff tomorrow, but I am done for the rest of the night. I am so happy to be done with at least some of my work for finals week because it has really been stressing me out. Finals week is just hard, you guys. Like, it is exhausting. It's stressful. I think one of the biggest struggles for me personally is time management. It can be hard for me to figure out like when I should devote extra time to something or figure out what's super important versus what's not important. It can just be really hard for me to like find the time to get everything done. I also have YouTube to keep in mind, so it's a lot. But I will say something that's helped me out a lot recently have been Skillshare classes and learning paths. I've been learning a lot about time management and productivity and how to apply that to my life. And with that being said, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of today's video. video. It is the largest online community for creatives with thousands of classes, you guys, and that is not an exaggeration. These amazing classes are led by industry experts in all sorts of areas. This includes film, design, illustration, freelance, productivity, and so much more. Skillshare is meant to help you with all different parts of your life, from your hobbies, your passions, just areas that you want to grow in and really want to level up in. I know a lot of people have a ton of New Year's resolutions that they want to do. This is the perfect time to utilize this resource as a way to grow all of those ideas and passions that you have and really become the best person that you can be for the new year. I actually took a class with Thomas Frank, and the topic of his class was creating a custom system to increase your productivity. I really enjoyed this class because I learned so much about like organization, note-taking. Productivity is not one size fits all. It is something that looks different for everyone. It has different meanings for everyone, and this class really focused on that, which I appreciated. And as a content creator, Skillshare has helped me so much because there are so many classes about content creation, from editing to making thumbnails to the business side of YouTube, like growing your audience or working with brands. I know a lot of you guys are also content creators, and I think these classes would be so beneficial for you to just grow your content and become even more amazing at your craft. And the good news is the first 500 people to use my link in the description box will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. There is truly something for everyone, and I definitely recommend that you guys check them out. Thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Alright guys, it has been quite a while since I've talked to you. It is now 9 p.m. Also, it has just been like a day, okay? I am really craving some chocolate chip cookies right now, and I think I'm gonna bake some. We're gonna bake so I don't crash out. Girlhood. Back from baking, and it was honestly really fun and also like therapeutic, but I wanted to do a Bible study because I didn't actually read my Bible this morning. So yeah, it's just gonna be pretty chill. I'm gonna turn on some music. I put my phone away as well for the night. Hi guys, welcome to day 2 of finals week. I've definitely been putting off my sociology assignments because I'm really nervous about them. I think something no one talks about in college is the way that all the assignments pretty much are so vague and you have so much freedom that it can be hard to figure out what to do. They'll be like, okay, here's this extremely broad concept, you guys write an essay, and then that's it. Like, there's really no guidelines. So especially for my major related classes, a lot of my essays are just like, do whatever you want. So I've definitely been putting off those essays, but I also want to take my last 2 final exams, which is my anthropology final and then my history 217 final. So I think we're just going to start with my anthro final and kind of see where the day takes us. Hopefully it takes us in a good direction. Okay, so this exam is open note, and we take all of our notes in these like packets, which reminds me of elementary school, but it is very helpful to just have them all right here. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to turn on some music, and I believe this is timed as well. I might have like an hour and a half, and as a slow test taker, I'm gonna use every minute of that. What should we listen to today, guys? I've been listening to Tyler's album, but I think today is like a Daniel Caesar kind of day. Okay guys, I have finished my sociology exam. That quiz was so much harder than I thought. It was only 20 questions, but I was struggling, and when I submitted it, I was like really nervous because I felt unsure about a lot of the answers. It is getting late now. It's now 7 p.m. I am actually gonna push back my history final. I was looking at it on Canvas, and she gave us 3 hours to answer 14 questions. To me, that seems like there's going to be quite a few essay questions, which she had hinted at, but now I'm nervous that it's gonna be like almost all essay questions, and I do not feel like doing that. But I don't want to stop doing homework because I do really need to lock in. I want to turn on like a movie or something and work on my extra credit assignment for my sociology class. I kind of talked about this earlier, but I have to write about a book, movie, or TV show and then apply like sociological theory to it. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the second essay, but for the first one I'm gonna write about The Bear, which is one of my favorite shows. It's so good, and I think it's gonna be really easy to apply sociology to that. Today was supposed to be the day I really started working on those essays and whatnot. That's not happening. I think tomorrow we're really gonna lock in. I need to finish at least 2 of them tomorrow, but that's future Nai's problem. I don't really care right now.
The next day was Wednesday, and this was my official lock-in day. I decided to work downstairs on my kitchen table just to give myself a change of scenery, and I set up all my stuff and I got to work on my first essay. This essay had me struggling, but I was actually so locked in. My biggest issue was just trying to find the words. I feel like sometimes my brain is smart but my mouth is dumb, and I don't really know how to like voice what I'm thinking. So I struggled a lot with that, and the first essay took me 4 hours to finish, but I did finally submit it. The next essay was also a bit tricky. It was on a completely different topic, and I was struggling once again. By this point, I was starting to get tired, so I don't even really remember what I was writing. I didn't think it made that much sense, but eventually I was able to submit that one as well after about 4 hours again. I did end up working on the third one for about an hour, but it was 3 a.m., so I just ended up going to bed. And the next day is when I was finally able to finish it. Guys, why did I get a 100 on every single sociology essay? This is me working on my history exam finally.
Guys, I am done with school. I just submitted my last final and I'm done. I think I actually might have gotten 100 because I got all the multiple choice correct, which was worth 60 points, and then we had 2 written responses that were each worth 20 points, and she has to grade those manually, so I think I may have gotten those both correct, which means I may have gotten 100, which is crazy. I cannot believe this will be my last study vlog for a long time, but this gap semester is going to be like really good, and I'm preparing for some exciting changes in my life, and it's just going to be like amazing. This semester has been so great. Like, I really enjoyed myself. It wasn't very strenuous until like these last couple weeks, but pretty much the whole time I was able to work in my own schedule. Also, I had some doubts in the beginning whether or not I wanted to stick with sociology as my major, but now I feel very sure about that. Like, I do want to major in sociology. If not sociology exactly, then maybe I'll major in like pre-law studies or something like that. But for right now, I'm very happy with my major and everything I'm learning. I hope that you guys will stick with me throughout my whole little journey in this little gap semester, and of course when I transfer universities, like the moving vlogs are going to be fun, and like being in college and away from home is going to be a huge change, but I'm excited for you guys to see it at the same time. But right now I'm about to get ready because I'm supposed to go hang out with my sister. We're gonna go to a coffee shop and get some work done. I'm so behind on YouTube and a lot of like brand stuff I have to do, so I really want to do that today. Okay guys, I'm leaning down because if I stand up the lighting will be completely different, but I have just finished getting ready. I feel very cutesy, very girly. It's just a cute little time. Okay guys, I am back home. But while I was at the coffee shop, I realized like my freshman year is actually over. For those of you who don't know, I started college in January of this year, and so this is my second semester in college. Cannot believe I'm gonna be a sophomore next year, but I'm ready to take that on and for all the new experiences that are to come. This is my last study vlog, which is insane to say because I've been making these since I was a junior in high school, but it's gonna definitely be a change for all of us as I adjust to not being in school for this long period of time. I'm gonna go now, but thank you guys again for 9,000 subscribers and just for being here.
I also wanted to thank Skillshare one more time for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to check out the link in my description box because the first 500 people will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, and you do not want to miss this.
I hope that you're having an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!